among so many friends, distinguished civil rights leaders, members of Congress, and fellow citizens who fought, rallied, and organized from the streets of this nation to the halls of our capital to advance the cause of justice. 50 years ago, Dr. King shared his dream with the world and described visions for a society that offered and delivered the promise of equal justice under law. He assured his fellow citizens that his goal was within reach, so long as they kept faith in one another and maintained the courage and the commitment to work toward it.
When I was growing up, I said it very simply. When I used to walk around the community, walk around our home, you used to look at me and say, boy, don't you dare walk around here like you hit a triple, because you were born on third base. You are enjoying freedom, opportunity, technology, things that were given to you born out of the struggle and the sacrifice and the work of those who came before us. You drank deep from wells of freedom and liberty and opportunity that you did not get. You ate lavishly from banquet tables prepared for you by your ancestors. We in my generation cannot now afford to think back.
Members, we want more of their voices, and they are led by Congressman Marsha Fudge, who we've heard from, and they are the conscience of the Congress. And in that Black Caucus, we have the privilege of serving with John Lewis, some of us were I also want to mention that 50 years ago, though he was not a member of Congress at the time, that John Conyers was one of 3 people invited to the White House to meet with President John F. Kennedy. 50 years ago, we had the first Catholic president in the White House. Today, we have the first African-American president. Together here at a time when there is a monument to Reverend Martin Luther King on the mall. Here he sits with the President of the United States so appropriately. We have a day set aside as a national holiday to celebrate his birthday. But he would want us to celebrate him, his birth, and his legacy by acting upon his agenda, by realizing the dream, by making the minimum wage a living wage, by having not just remunerated, but paid sick leave for our workers.
Today, joining all of my brothers and sisters as we re-evaluate what we have done in these last 50 years. Unfortunately for me, I was unable to make the first march on Washington, and I never really got over that until President Obama said, please lead us in the invocation. And that was in January of this year. Thank you for asking me to lend a few words to this most precious gathering. And as I look out at the crowd, I find myself saying, what are we doing today? Where have we come from? What has been accomplished? And where do we go from this point forward? I think of one theme that has been played over and over in the past few months. And it's one that brings great controversy. Stand your ground. And we can think of standing your ground in the negative. But I ask you today to flip that coin and make stand your ground a positive ring for all of us who believe in freedom and justice and equality, that we stand firm on the ground that we have already made and be sure that nothing is taken away from us. Because there are efforts to turn back the clock of freedom. And I ask you today, will you allow that to happen?
They couldn't stop and buy a cup of coffee till they got across the nation's victory line. Some came to Washington, sleeping in their cars because they couldn't rent a motel room. Some came to Washington, never having had the privilege to vote. Some came having seen their friends shed blood. But they came to Washington so we could come today in a different time, in a I met a man not long ago. I tell it often. He says I'm African American, but I don't understand all the civil rights marches you're talking about, Brother Al. I've accomplished, I've achieved. Look at my resume. I went to the best school. I'm a member of the right club. I have the right people. Read my resume. Civil rights didn't write my resume. I looked at his resume, I said, you're right. Civil rights didn't write your resume. But civil rights made somebody read your resume. nation, we need jobs. And if we can't get jobs, we need to continue these marches. And if we get tired, we need to sit down in the offices of some of those here that don't understand. 50 years ago, Dr. King said that America gave blacks a check that bounced in the Bank of Justice and was returned marked insufficient funds. Well, we've redeposited the check. But guess what? It bounced again. But when we look at the reason this time, it was marked stop payment. They had the money to bail out banks. They had the money to bail out major corporations. They had the money to give tax benefits to the rich. They have the money for the 1%. But when it comes to Head Start, when it comes Dreams are for those that won't accept reality.